Hey you guys, my name is Leah. This channel is all about providing motivation, clarity, and encouragement to all of you all in the nursing field and even those aspiring to be nurses. So do yourself a favor and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and even hit the bell for notifications so that you can be notified of all upcoming videos. Also, be sure to download my free ebook, which basically provides tools to help you successfully transition from a student nurse into a novice nurse. So let's get into today's video. I simply want to provide you with the steps in becoming a nurse. So let's start at the very beginning. It's to basically decide if this career is for you. This is not a career that you can just jump into and say, I want to dibble and dabble, but you need to make sure that this is something that you want to devote your time and your life into, because it will be a difficult journey and it requires 100% dedication. And so you need to take some time to research everything about nursing and basically do some self-evaluation to understand if this is something that you can do. So some things to help you consider when you are thinking about becoming a nurse. You need to consider first and foremost if you are a people person, because as a nurse, whatever position you basically take as a nurse, you will be dealing with people. So you need to basically do some self-evaluation and understand, am I a people person? Do I like being around people? Do I like talking to people? Do I like caring for people? So do some self-evaluation in that regards. Next, you want to determine, do you have an interest in medicine? Nursing is about medicine and healthcare, and so you want to make sure when you're studying through this program that this is something that you actually want to study, and this is something that you actually enjoy at the end of your night, pulling up some coffee, sitting down and devoting learning all about medicine. Because once you become a nurse, you do not stop learning. This is an ongoing experience because medicine is always advancing, and so you're going to spend your life basically learning about medicine. So figure out if this is something that you want to devote your life learning about for the rest of your life. Next, you want to determine, are you squeamish? Does the sight of blood, smelling bodily fluids, does it gross you out immensely where you will not be able to basically fulfill your duties as a nurse? I'm just going to be honest and say that I actually did not even consider nursing because I thought that I was extremely squeamish. And you guys, I want to basically pinpoint you guys, I wanted to just put a little note in there that a lot of times you need to expose yourself into these things just to see if you actually are squeamish, because I actually thought that I would not be able to mess with people's bodily fluids. I could not see blood, and you guys, I was so far from that. And I understand that it is something that I do not actually want to actually be around, but I can actually suck it up. Sometimes I put some little essential oils in my mask or whatever to help me get through it. And that's it. I'm not immune to the smells. I do not like the smells, but I can actually let go of what I smell and actually take care of my patients and continue on with my job. So I was not as squeamish as I thought, but I would suggest just putting yourself around some of these things, maybe changing some diapers, just to see if it's something that you want to basically, or something that you can basically handle so that you can fulfill your duties as a nurse. Next, you want to determine, do you work well with others? Because in the nursing career, you are basically not working alone. You are working with so many other professionals. You're working with physical therapists. You are mainly working with doctors. You are working with people. You're working with the charge nurse. You are constantly working with others, and you need others in order to execute your duties as a nurse. So you need to determine, do I like working with others, or do I just simply want to be left alone? And if that is something that you cannot do, you need to reconsider whether you want to be a nurse, because you are always working with other people, which is a joy. Next, you want to determine, can you stay calm under emergencies? Whether you're in the emergency room, which basically always has emergencies, or working on a med-surg floor as myself, there's always something that you basically are going to encounter that will be emergency. People will code, people will have ERTs, people will have strokes, and you need to make sure that in those moments, if your patients were to have some type of emergency, that you're able to be calm and actually still administer care in the setting of an emergency, because that is something that you need to basically do again in order to be a nurse. Next, you want to determine, can I basically keep up with the physical demands of being a nurse? And it's just not start. The physical demands do not start once you get on the floor. The physical demands actually start when you are in nursing school, because you have clinicals, you have simulations, you're on your feet even through nursing school. Whether you want to be an insurance nurse to sit at a desk after school, you basically have to continue on. You basically have to be on your feet and be moving around even in nursing school. So you need to figure out, am I in shape? Am I going to be able to keep up with the things that I need in order to even finish schooling and actually be a nurse, whatever nurse you will be? If you're a home health nurse, you're going to be walking to people's houses. You're going to be on your feet, changing dressings and changing wounds. So you need to figure out, is this something that I can do on a regular basis? Lastly, you should determine why you want to be a nurse. Why? What is driving you to this career? Yes, a lot of people say about the money, but sometimes you will not get the money for the first 2 years of your career because you'll be basically full-time somewhere in order to get experience. A lot of people are not going straight into traveling. You need to go somewhere where you're not getting the money. So at the core of it, do you want to be a nurse? Do you want to work with others? Do you want to care for people and be at their bedside and care for them? So that is something you need to take time and basically determine to help you figure out if nursing is for you. Now, moving on to the next step, what kind of nurse do you want to be? There are so many types of nurses. Of course, we have acute care nurses where, like myself, are working on the med-surg floor, but you can be a home health nurse. You can be an insurance nurse where you're sitting at a desk. You can be basically so many things. So you need to sit down and actually envision and figure out, when I am finished school, what do I want to do and where do I want to work? That is something that you need to do at the forefront so that when you get through school and you won't be like, well, I finished school and now what do I want to do? No. Figure it out now. What do you want to do? What are you gravitating towards? What is your passion in regards to the nursing career? So once you figure out what type of nurse you want to be, basically you need to figure out what education is needed in order to become a nurse. So many ways that you can basically enter into the nursing career. Basically, back in the day, they had diplomas and you did not have to actually go and get more advanced degrees. But now that medicine is improving and things are actually, people are more sick, you can basically, at the very beginning, start with an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree where you can go to a community college. Next, you can become basically a nurse by going through a 4-year program like I did myself and getting a bachelor's degree, where you basically still become a registered nurse, but you have more of an education where will actually afford you more opportunities beyond bedside nursing that you will be able to dibble and dabble into when you become a nurse. So you need to determine basically what type of nurse I want to be, where do I want to go, and that will actually help you determine where you should start. Should you get your LPN first? Should you basically start with an associate's program and then go and get your bachelor's, or should you just basically wipe out all those first 2 things and go straight into a 4-year program to become a registered nurse and to have a bachelor's degree? So determine that, do some research and see what is the best avenue for you, and also weigh in price, weigh in the time of the program, and figure out which one is more cost effective, right? Once that is done and you have determined, well, I want to go and straight get my 4-year degree, or I want to get a 2-year associate degree, or I just want to be an LPN right now, you need to basically find a school that will give you the actual education that you need. And once you are there, you need to obtain the requirements that will help you basically get into the nursing program. I know a lot of people are like, well, don't I go straight into the nursing program? No, you cannot immediately go into the nursing program. There are requirements. There's a certain GPA that you need first and foremost that's specifically in line with your specific school. So you need to realize what my GPA needs to be. And then you need to basically go through a period of prerequisites. Prerequisites are basically the general classes that you take prior to your nursing program, and most of them are basically general studies courses, or you will need some science courses and math courses in order to even apply to nursing school. So again, find the school that you want and then actually talk to your guidance counselor and figure out what the requirements are related to your prereqs and some of your general courses in order to apply to the nursing program. And once you basically complete all of your prereqs and actually maintain a specific GPA, and the GPA is always determined by specific schools. Sometimes it's extremely high and sometimes it's fairly low, like a 2.75, but in your case, you need to research, what do I need, what kind of GPA that I need, and what courses that I need in order to apply for nursing school. Once you actually have completed all of your prereqs and you've completed all your classes and you obtain the specific GPA, it's time to apply for nursing school. Yay! It's time to apply for nursing school. So you need to figure out what is the deadline for nursing school, and you need to apply. And basically, once you apply, there will be an essay that you need to basically compose. You need to provide your transcripts and so many different things, and everything is different based upon the school that you go to. But basically, get the requirements that you need in order to apply for nursing school, and apply and have faith that you will get in. Some people are put on a wait list, and it's okay, but apply and wait for the results. So the next step is basically to complete your nursing program. Complete your nursing program, and I want to admonish you, and I will do a more detailed video in order to help you get through your nursing program. It will be one of the hardest programs of your life. I know some people would say, well, it was fairly easy, but I say that it will be hard because nursing and a nursing program just basically consumes your entire life. You have someone's hands, someone's life in your hands, and you want to make sure you're not just basically trying to get a specific grade, but they're actually obtaining this information and placing it in your mind so that you can one day adequately take care of patients and help them sustain your life. So don't just think, well, I'm here to get a grade so I can get a job. No, you're king for people. So basically complete your program with the actual person or people that you will be taking care of in mind, and that you want to be the best nurse that you can be. You're not there just to get a grade, but you're there to take care of patients. So you completed your nursing program, so that step is done. You graduated. Now the next step is to basically test to see if you actually listened during nursing school. And so every nurse, whether you are an LPN or you have attained your 2-year associate program degree or associate degree, or you obtain your bachelor's degree, you are now able to test in order to become a nurse. So with the LPN program, you will take the licensed practical nursing exam, or 4-year degree, you will take the NCLEX. NCLEX is basically an acronym for the National Council Licensure Examination. And y'all, a lot of people are scared of this exam, but I just want to relieve you of all anxiety. I believe that if you have a program that basically has a great pass rate and actually is adamant about teaching you in order for you to pass your exam, you will pass. But also I believe that if you are the type of student who actually didn't just want to get a grade, but you invested some time, that you studied, you will pass the NCLEX on the first time. I do believe that the program or the test is actually set up for you to pass. If you listen and actually did the work during your programs, you will pass on the first time. So basically you have taken the NCLEX, you pass, and you basically will receive some information that will let you know that you are a registered nurse and you have an identification number. Now that you have passed the NCLEX, it is now time to apply for jobs. And I just basically, from my experience, I applied to all the hospitals that were basically in the state that I was going to live in because I didn't know. But if you have a specific hospital, apply there, but always have backups. Once you have attained your job and you're ready to start orientation and you're basically linked up with your preceptor, I want you to basically continue to advance in your career. The sky is a limit in becoming a nurse. There's so many different things that you can do in regards to being a nurse, to not stay stagnant, but to always be acquiring and reaching for more in regards to this career, because there's so much. The sky is a limit in order to becoming a nurse. So look, again, do yourself a favor and subscribe to this video, like this video, and hit the bell for notifications. So again, I don't know where you are in your nursing week or where you are in your nursing journey, but I wish you all the best in your nursing journey. And I see you guys in my next video. Bye.